Hi folks, and welcome to another painting table update. Once again, I've been working on some more of the Hobbit units, and I have completed the two bases of the Silurian infantrymen. As you know, these are the TT combat miniatures, which are resin cast. Fun to work on, nice and easy to prepare and get ready. Obviously they need a bit of a wash before you start the painting because of the casting residue or printing residue. And so these are the two units of these guys. There's a little bit of work on them, but they're pretty much how they came out of the box. So they're lovely little characters, I must admit. These guys are as I say, Silurian infantry. I've worked on the second unit of the Silurian infantry. These guys have almost done, just could give them a spray of the matte varnish to dull them right down like these guys here. But yeah, that's the second unit on its way. That's the guys there getting worked on. So there's two bases, as I say, to a unit. And the cavalry, because I'm doing like a sort of a imagination Arthurian sort of theme. Cavalry wasn't such a large thing in those days, so I've done sort of a one base for the cavalry. So these are the Silurian cavalry. It's kind of a red fox thing on the side of their shields. So yeah, that's going to be the mainstay of the Silurian army. It's going to be a unit, one base of levies, and then sort of a unit of skirmishers, which are going to be based individually, 5 maybe 6 miniatures. So to complete the Silurians, this is Gunless, the Silurian king. As I say, the characters are all based on Bernard Cornwell's Arthur trilogy. So I'm going to be sort of, doing that sort of fighting. It should be quite fun. Basically Dark Age warfare. And so that's the leaders, Silurians. And the next contingent I'm going to be working on is Lancelot. There he is. In the trilogy, he's not painted in such a great light as he is in the sort of more predictable Arthurian legend. He's basically a coward. Comes to a sticky end in the book as well, but there we go. So he's exiled prince from, I think it's Brasinica, I think it might be the right word, Brittany basically. And they've been wiped out by the Franks, so he's sort of household flea back to good old Blighty. And then they sort of, he particularly decides to join the other side. So that's the mainstay. I've also been working on so the actual characters, and these guys are going to be attached to the units or attached to the armies, and they'll have sort of bonuses of sort of extra sort of melee or extra sort of stalwart and things like this. So this is the first one. This one in the book, this is Tanibus. He's the druid of Siluria, who in the book and that there's a lot of emphasis on the druids having their own little private fight before a battle, or trying to put the fear of God, or the fear of the gods, I should say, into the enemy. So they would do their sort of ritual dancing on hopping around in front of the battle, trying to put the fear of the gods into the enemy, and making it easier for their side to die. Also, they could just walk around the battlefields. No one would dare touch the druids. So yeah, they were pretty much more powerful than the kings, pretty much as well. So yeah, so this is Tanibus. He's the Silurian. This guy here, that's Merlin. So I've been doing quite a lot of conversion work on these guys. These have been changed quite a bit. Don't even know where this guy even started, but anyway, he's Merlin. I gave him a beard, gave him extra work on the cloak and stuff like that, and green stuff. So yeah, So that's worked out pretty well. Obviously, this one you've already met, Father Samson, who's Derval's arch enemy. So he features heavily in the books as generally getting up everyone's nose and doing a lot of scheming. And of course, you couldn't have the game about the man himself, Derval, who, as I say, the book is basically him telling his life story as an old man, or an old actual monk, actually, because he has to convert to Christianity and all that. But I won't spoil it. Please read the 3 books. They are by far the best books I've ever read. They are absolutely awesome. Yeah, they are on par with Lord of the Rings. They really are. They're fantastically written. Great story. Such an imaginative sort of take on the Arthurian legend. Almost believable as well, because I mean, obviously, are we really sure Arthur existed? Probably not. But anyway, there you go. That's a quick look at the guys I've been working on so far. As I say, I'm going to add Lancelot's Brazilians, and then I'm going to move on to the dreaded Sace, or the Saxons. These guys are going to be Hobbit undead. So let's take a quick look at one of their standard bearers. Yes, you can get Hobbit undead. Who'd have thought it? But anyway, they're great little figures again. TT Combat. This one I just took the rather large bell and things off the thing. Didn't quite like the idea of that. But yeah, so they're really versatile. They're really easy to work on. This guy, I'm going to do a bit of green stuff. He had lots of horns and stuff. I'm going to take all this ornate stuff off, because this guy is meant to be Cerdic, the leader of one of the Saxon kings. So I took off this bit, added a long axe, and also I'm going to add a fur cloak and things like that, because in the book they're described as really liking fur, the Saxons. So yeah, so I'm going to add a bit of green stuff onto him to make him a bit more. And of course, we're up over here, and this is going to be the campaign area. This is a much simplified version of the map that you can find in the book, but you've got basically what's Bernard Cornwell's described as Logia. This is the Lost Lands, basically where the Sace or the Saxons are taken over. Powys, Gwynedd, Gwent, Sileria, Demetia, where the Irish Black Shields come from. Down here we've got Demetia, which is where Arthur and all that lot, and Derval Gudern, Cronau, Cornwall, Isle of the Dead, which features quite a bit in the book, Yenniswit, which is the Isle of Wight, and as I say, the rest of the Lost Lands, the Belgic. This is the area, the sort of the frontier land that's basically changing hands quite a bit. So yeah, that's going to be the sort of campaign map I'm going to be using. So it's not going to be a really sort of heavily campaign. Just going to do a little sort of narrative campaign more than anything else. So yeah, so that's basically what I've been working on. As always, thanks for taking the time to watch the video, and any questions or anything, leave in the comments and I will get back to you. I was actually thinking of doing a little bit of a tutorial video on how I've been painting up some of my hobbits or halflings. So if you're interested in that, just leave us a message, and hopefully I'll get something done for you. That's it. For now, thanks for watching that, and thanks for watching the video. Bye for now.